has been kind of hard to schedule this group. Um, I don't know. I'm like waiting for my spark to hit with this group. There's a lot of interesting seeds in your guys's campaign, and I'm just waiting and hoping like I find that moment where I find like that storyline that just really grips me and it's like, yeah, let's do this. Where I have like a lot of fear and trepidation showing up to this group. It's I don't know. I want you guys to enjoy the content, and I'm waiting for like that thing where everybody's like hooked and having fun. And when we get there, then I think a lot of that fear and trepidation is going to disappear. But until we do, we'll keep searching, and we are live Aroni, so let's rock this. And we need some music. Let's just go keep rocking this. All right. Hello and welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Treasure Hunters, episode 5, saga 1/2, potentially 2.5 of their campaign. I'm not really certain. It's a campaign that is existing in the same time space as all of the other campaigns. When it will end, we'll figure that out. If you are new to this channel, we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Everything you're going to see tonight is live storytelling, specifically with how we do this. There are some rules and stuff that govern how we can roll and what our characters can do, but for the most part, the players can go anywhere in the world and do anything. And the really fun part about this is nobody knows how it is going to turn out. If you're new to our world, we are playing in the world of Ilderon. There is a website, there is a wiki. You can Google search it. I like to do the little selling point of Ilderon at the early parts of these campaigns. I think the coolest part about Ilderon is that a lot of D&D settings, the gods are like these far-off celestial beings, just sending servants to do things in the background. In Ilderon, of most of the cultures, if not all of them, have their gods and the prime like aspects of their religion in the world literally down the street from like wherever they are worshiping. So a lot of people in Ilderon can, just point and say, hey, let's go see God tomorrow. And I think that that's really makes a cool like part of the setting when the gods are so active in so many parts of the world. From there, if you're under the age of 14 and you're watching this, please stop and consult your parents because you're going to see content that is questionable for your age. Let's start with our recap. For specifically, last session was entirely the group just playing poker and cheating. So yeah, definitely inappropriate content. Let's do our recap. Last session started on the... where are my notes? Last session started on the 3rd of Artis at night. The party was outside of the... why do I not write down that stupid theater's name on this document? I have it in my stack of papers. It's like the Night Flame Theater or something, but I will find it later. The party's is outside that is inside of the abandoned theater. Last session started on the 3rd of Artis. They had just got into a fight with the Scarlet Rune, killing a few of the door guards. They were quickly outmatched and outgunned and dragged into the greater part of the theater. The current ringleader of the Scarlet Rune is just here for some money, and he acknowledges he is being yanked around by political forces bigger than him that he does not care about. Rather than killing the party, he offered to gamble your guys' freedom away. If you guys gambled and lost, you would become thugs within the Scarlet Rune, owing him a debt of servitude. If you gambled and won, he would sell you something out of the treasure hoard that you are after for a reduced price. With that, the party didn't really have an option to fight this guy, as fighting would likely result in their deaths. Rather than running, they agreed and sat at the table and immediately began cheating. I thought the game was pretty fair. I tried really hard to come up with a really cool fantasy poker that would give you guys a good chance. And with the help of cheating and working together at the table, the party managed to keep all of their members out of debts of servitude. Um, they bested the pirates and thugs at 3 hands of charms and curses, and or actually, I guess 4 hands of charms and curses. And Captain Alexander agreed to sell you guys something out of the treasure hoard. We are going to pick up from there, and then I'll let you guys peruse the treasure hoard. Then after that, we will probably time skip forward to the next day. So it is the night of the 3rd of Artis. I let all of you level up from the stressful situation and combat that you've been in. You do not have the benefit of the renewed EX or HP of your level up. You are still at whatever bloodied health you were at, but you have all your other features and stuff and spell slots. You all are being led to the back of this theater, past the stage room, and to where all of the props would traditionally be stored. In here, you guys can see crates that have been pried open, straw thrown about the room. It is significantly less full than what the dispersed and broken packaging around implies. Still, you see some rugs, some tapestries, some paintings, a wealth of artifacts, or not artifacts, a wealth of some weapons and display, some smith display armor that have presumably all been looted from the monastery. There are also amongst things that, well, actually, I think I'll go with that for now and let you guys poke around. If you want any more information, it will be a perception or a there is an investigation check this edition. It will be a perception or investigation check. Perception, I'll tell you what you see looking at the hoard. Investigation, going through, poking through boxes, moving things around, I will tell you what you find.
Okay.
Specifically, the members of the party we're dealing with, too. I should have let the new players introduce themselves. I'll do that at the time skip. Kravnix, Searcher, and Yod are allowed to search through. Chime and Alice are there. Chime is going to begin digging through these crates immediately, sniffing and finding the bag of chili seeds.
I'm waiting for her.
Yod
I'm
is
watching
not.
her.
Yod is not present. He's shifted and.
Oh
burnt some
yeah,
bodies.
you're not. You're not. So we've got Searcher and Kravnix.
And Kravnix is going to wait for what's her name to find what she's looking.
All right. Chime is going to dig and dig and dig. Let me grab my die real quick. Does Searcher want to do anything while this is happening?
Oh, Searcher's gonna go looking for a bottle.
Oh.
Just searching for a bottle.
Okay.
Do you want You said you wanted an investigation for that, correct?
Yeah, if you're digging through the treasure.
Whoa!
That's awesome.
What?
You could not have rolled much lower at all.
Searcher, you are going to go. You're gonna sit down on your knees and start moving aside some of these boxes, looking through stuff. Chime is laser focused on what she wants. She is like prying stuff out of this bag, looking at, like a little pot of incense and throwing it aside. She'll pick up like another thing. It's a book, tosses it over her head. You get probably about 5 seconds in before you just get hit with something in your forehead. Unfortunately, you don't find very much that resembles a bottle that you're searching for. And specifically, I would guess Chime's kind of making a mess of your area. That said, Chime is actually going to finish searching through the crate that she's in. And
I also wanted to
then
point out,
kick it aside.
I checked out what my current hit points are. I am still conscious.
Fair enough. Chime is going to look over her shoulder and say, all right, I'll get the seeds for me. Alice, you get something to bring back to Ren to show her that we tried. Alice is going to nod, kneeling down, and she'll pick up one of these large rugs and put it on her shoulder. Ooh, while you're waiting, Gravnix,
Yeah.
Chime is going to finally lift the bag of chili seeds.
I have to double check. What did I write down as our agreement was? She only got a percentage of them. She didn't get all of them.
I think it was half. Just my guess.
Chime looks
I
into
didn't-
the bag. She's gonna say, "Rats, only 3." Oh.
Let me see the bag.
She offers it forward to you.
She didn't take anything out of it?
That would be a perception check, trying to see if she sleight of hand anything, or insight, just watching her closely. I'll allow either. Insight would be like her body language.
Oh no, I'm
Perception
watching
would
her
be-
hands and
Yeah. Yeah, she reached into the bag to pry it open, looking inside. Did not look like she pulled anything out.
I take the bag.
There are 3 seeds in it. Are these chili
I-
seeds? Yeah, who knows?
I pull out one and I hand it to her.
Chime is going, her expression is going to go cold. And she's going to say, "That's a mean deal." Anyways.
Hey, you agreed, and I just tie it up and I put it in my pocket and I'm good to go.
She'll pocket the seed. Say, anyways, I suppose you can tell Ren our part of the deal. Finding the treasure hoard and getting what we can from it is complete. I'm not going back to the monastery.
Oh well, yeah, we figured. That's why I've watched you this entire time.
She'll gesture to the horde and say, "Have fun making a manifest of all that, whatever. Alice, let's go." Alice is going to look to you guys, look to Chime, look to you guys, and say, "I guess this is goodbye," and walk out.
Alice hears in her head, "Just keep an eye on yourself."
And she's going to reply, "Right." All right. Chime and Alice are going to leave. The thug at the door, I think Fun, was the one who escorted you guys back here. She's going to scream and say, "Hey, Inu! 2 coming out!"
As she looks down, I'm just gonna grab the book that hit Searcher.
Okay.
That doesn't matter what it is. I just grab it. That's my prize.
Alrighty.
Inu. So is that who I am? Inu?
No, you're not Inu. Inu was one of the people gambling on the
Okay.
stage.
Okay.
Who are you? I don't think I wrote down the guy who you killed. You killed door guard number 2.
Door guard number 2. You're not even good enough to have a
Villager
name. You're just a
bees.
number.
You know what? I'll call you DGO. There you go. Or DGT. DGT. That's their nickname for them. All right, Searcher, do you want to try doing anything different, or you just want to leave with your head between your tail, your feathers between your? I don't know.
No, he'll do like a quick once-over after failing to find the item he's looking at, but I don't think he's going to really grab anything unless something really interesting catches his eye.
Yeah, out of what's left in here, let's see, what's your passive perception? 13. Out of what's left in here, the only things that look like, I mean, I guess there's some like swords and staffs and some like some armors with like crests on them that might be of some worth, that have like some ancestral callback to the region. The only things that look like truly valuable to you would be there are 3 chests in the room the size of a small hand box that would presumably keep some sort of jewelry or small trinket in it. Each one is ornate.
Okay. He'll like take a quick glance inside those boxes.
Each one, or you want me to roll you one at random?
One at random.
All right. I will roll a D4. There is a wood one, a golden. Well, 2 of them are wood. One of them has golden flakes. No, there's a
Flakes.
word for what I'm thinking of, but my brain's just not working tonight.
Filigree?
Yeah, let's go with that. One has a gold filigree on it. One is stained oak, and the other one is that black maple tree that is specific to this region, or is that black maple wood that is specific to this region. I will roll a D4 and re-roll on a 3, or re-roll on a 4. 3, you are going to open the black maplewood one. You open the chest. You shake it for a second before you do. Doesn't feel like there's anything inside of it. When you open it, there is a tiny rolled up note of parchment.
Just because at this point he has it in his hands, he's just gonna go, okay, and he'll just close it up and just take that with him.
Okay. All right. You both leave with a piece of treasure in tow. As you walk out, Inu is going to, or not Inu, Fun's going to tilt her head and close the door behind you guys, following you back into the theater room. Bringing your charms to the base of the stage. Captain Alexander is going to look at Kravniks. There we go. And he's
Yeah,
going,
buddy.
he's going to say that journal left behind from the old order leader. 45 gold and it's yours.
I put 20 on the table. That's it.
He's gonna lean back for a second and say, I'll accept it if you come back next week for another game or for another hand. You're better than all of these scoundrels here.
I'll see if I can make time.
All right. He looks over to Searcher, and he's gonna say, "That's what you wanted? Couldn't hawk the box off to anyone. The craftsmanship's worth about 8 sea coins, but take it for 4."
Okay.
All right.
And we had gotten a stipend for this, right?
No, Ren told you she would pay you guys for any artifact you recover.
Okay. She's gonna have to pay me a lot.
So C coin is like a copper, right?
No, it's gold.
C coin is gold. It's a minted currency.
It's a little Aegean currency.
Yeah.
specifically.
Specifically, yeah. Gold pieces in the rest of the world are just bits of gold broken into easily handleable things. C coin, it looks nice. It's worth the same amount, but it's pretty.
Okay, so how much gold would I have started with? Because I have no gold.
Your background might have given you some. What background did you choose?
My background was a criminal syndicate, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I don't know the
Criminal specific, like criminal.
Yeah, I don't.
That would be 15 gold.
Okay, yeah, go with that. And I did give everyone 1 loot point for the start of the campaign. So you can also barter with that. But yeah, if you pay him the 4 gold out of your 15 starting, you are set.
Okay.
Let's actually move everybody to Elmark. As you guys are paying, Fun is going to tap against Kravniks on the shoulder, say, "Boss, he pocketed a bag back there."
Yep. I took Chimes. She should have paid for it on her way out.
He's going to say, "The seed she got."
Yep.
I charged her for 1. You want the rest?
No, that's you charge you can take it up with her. I took her spoils.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Damn it.
I will allow you to add anything that you want to say in character with this that will influence the DC. Do you want to add anything to?
Yeah, I
your
just say
ending
that
statement?
she's the reason that we were here, and she tried to, she tried to sell them out. And that's the whole reason we knew where they were at. I totally throw her under the bus.
Okay. Bienfo is going to speak up on your behalf, and he'll say, what was that lady's name? He's gonna say, oh, it's true. That Wonderkin's the worst. She held a sword to the death. They stalked me past the bridges.
Totally did. It was all her idea.
Captain Alexander's gonna say, sooner I get back to the seas, the better. Mess with these mess with these hands. Get paid and get out of here. Yeah, she'll get an arrow through her. Or she'll get a bolt through her. You want the seeds to spite her? Bah!
Yes.
Sooner I get rid of all of this, the better. Take them.
Fantastic.
All right. With that, they don't have much more business with you all.
I guess maybe Yod will have opportunity before he slips away to possibly grab something.
Back in the room?
Yeah, if he goes in the room like shortly after they leave or whatever. Or while people are distracted, Want me to stealth in there?
So let me paint the scene for you, and I will let you tell me if you still want to do this. So, essentially, the space you guys are in, it looks like kind of a big venue for almost like a dinner and a movie type show. There is a stage in the middle of the room where everybody is at. Where they are keeping this treasure is kind of along one of the back doors where like props and things would normally be stored. There isn't really a path to kind of walk here where someone on the stage can't see you. So you would be rolling stealth with disadvantage because you are stealthing through a doorway. So even though they might not notice you, that door is just kind of open and there. Or not open, it is, there on the wall, and somebody's going to see it opening and closing.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it unless I waited for an opportunity later on or whatever. But
okay, I'll roll you a percentage dice, and they are guards they've got to replace, and these people aren't doing well at keeping their money from Jordan as they gamble. I will say 1 through 85. The theater stays too populated for Yod to discern that this is reasonable. 86 and above, there might be a opportunity where enough people are out of here that well, I'm not going to waste my breath. 37. Yeah. As soon as the party is being escorted out, people start gathering back on the stage and piling up coins on the table. All right. You all are able to leave with your treasures in tow. You can go back to Polaris. I think that place is named Polaris Place. Or Val's place at the Polar and Val. There we go. Blair and Val's Tavern, where you guys were rented a room from the ULC. You can sleep your wounds off through the night if you'd like. If you guys want to do something else, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to time skip to the next day.
At some point, I want to read the note that I got.
Okay. When do you take it out and read it?
I don't know. Probably shortly after we leave, and Yod's not with us at this point. He's still inside, right?
I mean, as long as nobody's paying attention, I could have slipped away right away as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the entire party together.
All right. So once the three of us got together and we're outside and kind of like a couple blocks away, I'd actually read the note.
Okay. I will read it to you in 1 second. Just always my favorite thing with like written notes. The meanest dungeon master trick ever is I prepared exploding runes today. Letter explodes. I kid. What's up?
Biemfo, was he was still alive and stayed with them, basically?
Yeah, they're nursing his wounds.
Okay.
All right. As you guys are walking back into the city, you can read the note. You unravel the small sheet of parchment, and it says, "You're too late. You will think this a betrayal, but her ambition knows no end. What was once passion for her has been replaced by blind vengeance. There is no way I could let such a weapon fall into her grasp. You will sooner find me dead, again in a cave at the edge of the world before you find what you seek. E."
Awesome.
Okay. I can go. Is there a way you can save that note to my character journal?
It should be in your guys' journal. If you
Okay.
click, yeah, you should be able to
I see it. Perfect.
I'll add a note to it. Searcher box. There we go.
And then if I could just like get a quick skim through of the book.
Yeah, the book is a journal. It talks about farming practices at the monastery from one of the former fathers of the monasteries. It talks about something called lay weave field shuffling. It is a little bit weird and vague to understand.
Okay.
I can go into more detail if your character spends more time looking at it.
Nah, if it talks about farming and that, he doesn't give a shit.
Fair enough. I am going to put it in your... I put it in the group chat, how it is spelled, the main topic that is mentioned over and over. Okay. With that,
we get a long rest.
Yes. I'm going to give the party a long rest, and we will pause right here. What I forgot to mention at the top of the night is we have 2 new players joining us in this group. We've got DL and we've got Rob. I will give each of you an opportunity to introduce yourself and your characters. I mean, for the sake of the stream, how about 3 sentences? Just in 3 sentences, who your character is, who your character is, what they are if you want to share it, and something about them that you want to share. So I'll throw it to Rob first, and then DL, and then we'll jump into it.
Character's name is Dante. He's a wizard. He likes to read.
And DL?
Yeah, my character is. I'm gonna keep the classes to myself for right now, but he's pretty nondescript, kind of medium height, medium build, brown hair, brown eyes, kind of just everyman kind of look. He's got soft clothing on. He's got this, instead of a backpack, he has like a treasure chest strapped to his back, which is kind of weird. He's got a sword and shield, but you got no idea if he knows how to use it.
All right, and his name?
Omnis.
All right. And you will both be joining us this session. I am going to ask that you guys be fluid with me in how I introduce you. Sometimes, just because how I run these sessions, I never know exactly when it's going to happen, but so it becomes very relevant. But I think we'll just start off this day with introducing you all. And we'll jump over to Omnis and or no, we'll do a whole party introduction. Okay, I think that's how we'll do this. We'll start off today with introducing everybody and putting the party back together. So it is the 4th of Artis. You all are in Polara's place, which is what colloquially people call it. I think the sign on the inn is actually called the Noble Moon Inn, but the locals know Polara and Val run it. This is almost functioning as a community center. This entire town was ravaged from the war, and there is scaffolding and buildings going up everywhere. This is one of the places in the center of the town that was deemed culturally important and built back quickly. There are a ton of people here, all for their morning breakfast and the start of their day, and I guess I'll just go with this for now. For their start of their day, different people are all shoulder to shoulder in here. Getting a table for the party, there is a woman here that you guys are with, and this is for Dante and Omnis. Let me pull up the contacts. And I will throw this to both Dante and Omnis. For Dante, you are here with Advisor Rin of the Undar Liberty Coalition. You were referred to her from Shadella. Rin has told you that she is going to be acquiring a wealth of artifacts that will be returned to the monastery today. As she returns them, she will need official records filed for them on behalf of the coalition of like what the work is being done here for the Asatar. As for Omnis, I am going to put you here as a contact of Father Crass. Ren is working directly to restore the items lost to the monastery. With the Phoenix Festival going on in town, Crass does not have enough time to come here and verify the authenticity of them. And you are here on his behalf to kind of look at and make sure that these aren't just, fakes that they're trying to pawn off on the coalition. You both have a table. Ren is here with you all, and she is going to stand up for a moment and say, I will go retrieve our contractors. If you give me 1 minute, I'll be back with them. They're fine individuals. Ren is going
We
to...
don't hear that, do we?
No, this is to Dante
Oh, okay,
and
good.
Omnis.
Because, like,
They're not.
no,
They're liars
I'm a
and
bad
cheats.
person. Yeah.
At which point, Ren is going to wrap her hand on the table and stand up and walk around the corner. Omnis and Dante, would you like to say or do anything with each other before I introduce the rest of the party?
I'm gonna look
That's
at
cool.
Omnis. The fact she had to insist they were fine worries me.
Well, what's your concern? If they return the artifacts, and the artifacts are in good condition and what they're supposed to be? Or do you think they may have replaced them, or what is it that worries you?
That they're not fine people. It's just you don't usually have to assuage a person of something so blatantly if it's true.
The world is full of non-fine people that can still be useful tools, so perhaps that's the case with these folks. If what they bring back is authentic, then let's judge them from that.
That seems acceptable.
All right. For the rest of the party, it was a long night of getting stabbed nearly to death. Nobody will blame you guys for sleeping in a little bit until you hear raps against your doors. You hear Ren's voice on the other side of the door. She's going to say, "Rise and shine, I bring you the sun, or I offer you the Sunbringer's blessings."
Huh?
By the Asatar's grace, I'm here to collect on our deal from yesterday. It's Advisor Ren from the ULC.
Oh, yeah.
Let us dine.
Cool. I grab Searcher. Are you ready, buddy?
Fine.
Real quick, who's left the party? Is it Sylv and Alice?
Sylv, Alice, and Vandir, and Chime is missing. As you guys all come out, excuse me. Sorry about that. As you guys come out of your rooms, Ren is going to look over and say, "Ooh, did the rest of you die? Was it really as dangerous as Chime implied? I'm sorry."
Chime is less than how do I put
Useful.
this? Chime's a jackass, and she wasn't trustworthy for anything.
She's going to nod and say, "A lot of people trying to take advantage of the situation here in town."
Oh yeah, Chime was definitely doing that. And
Furthermore,
I pull out the bag of seeds and I go, "She was really after these," and I hand them to Ren.
She's going to feel at the bag and say, "Seeds? The monastery has a ton of, or has boundless crops."
Apparently, these are the seeds for for some peppers that are like super tasty or some shit like that.
She's going to shake her head, turn and begin walking back into the main common room.
y'all put a hand on the bag and say, if you're not interested in that, it's all right.
She's going to shake her head and say, "No, actually, I have contacts for you all to speak to. They're going to verify what you were able to get from the from those bandits."
Cool.
Now, I must warn you, not everybody shares the coalition's trust of outsiders. They are from some of the more culturally entrenched aspects of Undar.
Cool.
I believe you have services that can be of a great aid to our nation, and you only need to convince them of such things also. In any case, we'll have much more work for you.
I just look at Searcher and I say, he says what's for the best of the nation.
Speaking of all this, you heard of ep5.
Well, let's talk all at once.
Yeah, and this conversation's happening as you guys move into the back into the common room. And she's going to say, "Yes, ep5 comes from a circle added into the coalition. We use him and his apprentices for record keeping. In any case, she approaches the table, and
he's crooked as hell.
Let's go around in a circle. Everybody, since we've got new players here, everybody give a maybe 2-sentence description. No, I'll give you 20 seconds if you guys want to just go around the table and kind of tell everybody what your character looks like. And so you guys are going to approach each other, and standing before you are whoever wants to go first.
Kravnix is a human male, average height, with pale grayish skin and steel gray eyes. Wears an outfit with black pants and purple and gold chaps, with a black overcoat with gold accents, and he's got like a leather fedora, but it's like a wide brimmed fedora, and on his side he has like a stake.
All right, who wants to go next?
Beside him, you see a Kenku male, relatively tall for a Kenku, but still short overall. They wearing a hood, and it seems like the hood is a little bit more tattered than it should be. It's kind of weird because it's kind of ornate but tattered at the same time.
All right. And Steve, what's Yod look like today?
He looks like Galen the librarian.
Oh,
Eladrin.
Hey. So Omnis is going to see somebody he recognizes. The wispy Wonderkin form. Specifically, Wonderkin have the ability, the Eladrin in this world, to take the shape of the seasons. Do you want to pick one, or would you like me to roll at random for you?
Spring today.
Alrighty. And then sitting at the table, DL and Rob, how about you guys describe what your characters look like?
So Omnis is dressed head to toe in nice clothing that looks like it once might have been nice, but now it's kind of old and worn out and tattered, like got it at a pawn shop or something. He's got a chest strapped on his back. Definitely a nature motif going on here. He's got like an iron brooch that's got leaves on it and some kind of necklace with some kind of seed on it or something like that. So definitely looks like he's got something to do with some kind of nature stuff. But it just kind of looks distracted, like he's not taking all this very seriously at all.
Dante has been scanning you the second you got to the table. He's a pretty scrawny looking short human with black hair and glasses. He's in black robes with orange accents. He's got a large book holstered on his left, a small book holstered on his right. He looks like you could probably put him in a locker for his lunch money.
To quote Dr. Dupenschmerz, if I had a quarter for every scrawny nerd from our book nerd from Undar, I'd have 2 quarters. Not that that's a lot, just weird it happened twice. But no. All right, so everybody is together at the table. What's up?
As I clocked the $2 on Dante, I just pull out the book and I toss it to him and say, "Here, this is one of the things we found. You look like you like to read."
Ren is going to speak up, say, "Yes, of course. We sent them chasing a contact from a lead from the contact in the monastery. Some bandits that stole some things during the end of the war. I do believe you were supposed to make a manifest of all of the items they had. Were you able to get any more?"
We didn't have time. It was we were lucky to make it out of there alive, for starters.
If I correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, but Kenku in this world still have like their racial traits where they have very, very good memories and things like that.
I don't think it's a racial trait of memory. I think you can repeat sounds you've heard. I will look it up for you, and also, not angry, but I will give you a gentle
yes,
nudge.
yes, sorry, I apologize, Kennedy.
You are all good. You've been playing with me for years. It takes time to adjust.
Yep.
Let's see. Kenku, you've got expert forgery. You can duplicate other creatures' handwriting and craft work. You have advantage on all checks made to produce forgeries or duplicates of existing items. Mimicry, you can mimic songs you have heard, including voices. A creature that hears the sounds you make can tell they are imitations with a successful wisdom insight check, opposed by your charisma deception check. Yeah, those are the 2 you are working with.
Okay. So would be able to give a fairly reasonable list from memory, but might not be a complete list, but just basically give them an idea of what they currently have.
Aelin starts to go on about. Wait, sorry. You just said you kind of had something to tell him, or no?
Yeah. So, did I cut out there?
Excuse me.
No.
I just went with my own train of thought and kind of missed what you finished with.
So I would have a fairly accurate, but maybe not completely accurate list of items from memory, and I would list those off.
Okay, Galen would chime in with almost pointless details of how things were arranged, like where the crates were compared to one another, etc.
I'm going to look
All
to
right.
Advisor Ren, and I'm going to kind of ask her, behind my hand, and just say, I find it very interesting that you sent a librarian a dangerous mission. I've seen this one before in a library. Does that seem wise?
Ren is Ren is going to she's going to open her mouth to speak for a second, then close it, and then say, "This one's services came highly recommended. There's no shadow left unturned with them. You can roll me an insight check." She is speaking in code.
17.
Can I also roll that?
Go for it. There are whispers, ominous. There are whispers in the upper level courts of Undar and the upper circles that some of the more prominent members of society use shadows to get their will done throughout the world. You've never seen one, but perhaps that is what you're looking at here. You can put together that if Yod doesn't have a shadow, might be one of those people.
What does that mean?
I will.
What did he say?
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah. I was gonna say I will give you more information if.
No, I don't.
Omnis
I know
wants to
exactly what
investigate.
you were saying. I
Yeah.
was just being a smartass.
So then I'll talk to Galen. He's rattling off his list, and we're getting those things down. I'll kind of interrupt him a little bit and say, was there anything you actually brought back, other than just looking at what they had? Was anything brought back? Can we return anything to the monastery today?
I myself, I brought only the lives of dead men. There's nothing else that I could acquire. But my companion's here. It's another story.
Ah. Well, what do we have? I understood we were bringing some things back to the monastery today. Father Krast will be very pleased, I think. Yes?
Well, we brought back the book that I just gave you, and then she's already got these seeds.
Ren will put them on the table. And she's going to twiddle her fingers and say, "Was there anything else?"
I'm going
Well-
to place the box on the table and say, we also retrieved this, although I would like more information about this. I'm curious about what used to reside inside said box.
All right. I will allow Omnis a history check on the box if he wants to try and recall if he's ever seen it at the monastery. Otherwise, Dante, you're looking at a box. You guys can read the note inside of it if you want. Oh, yeah, for Omnis, I mean, you vaguely recall something like this. The fathers kept these sealed away. You never got a very close look at it, but could very well likely be something from there. It's hard to be certain. What's that insight roll for Dante? Oh, that's the old insight roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you read the note inside the box?
I would, yeah.
Okay. And it is in your guys' notes. Would you like me to read it again out loud?
No, I can.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to verify the book too, make sure that it's some kind of farming book, right? I'd be very interested in that.
Okay. Yes. How in depth do you want to look at it? If you're just skimming it, I can just give you some tertiary information. If you want to go in depth, you can roll me an intelligence check on like how quick you can absorb. But you're welcome to read it over, the
Benny.
course of the campaign.
No, not in that way. Just to verify that it is one of the monastery's things that we want to take back.
Yes. This does
I just want to
seem.
make sure this is legit stuff and that they're not like handing us fakes and going to sell the real stuff on the black market. I'm worried about them being shady.
Okay. From what you can tell, just looking over this, it does seem to be authentic. Any further check would require an investigation.
Look, we're shady. We admit that we're shady. Just, I got no reason to lie to you this time. I need to get paid.
Do you know who this E person is?
No, I do not. I was hoping you'd be able to provide me some information about the box, where it originated from, what was inside of it, or anything that might relate to this person E.
And then I go into a whole spiel about how they should really think on how they speak to a member of the second Oswith and, all the hemming and hawing and posturing about him being a second Oswith.
Shh, quiet.
Galen
It's
nods
okay.
with emphasis.
Apologies, sir. I simply wanted to better support you as a member of the 7th Oswith. Any amount of information
is fine.
concerning the note would simply help in that endeavor, so...
This is exactly as we found it. Unfortunately, I have no additional information.
Are there any, Emmy, are there any markings, like any lettering on the box?
On the box, give me a investigation check looking it over. From your tertiary inspection, it does not look it does not look like it. However, upon further investigation, you can turn the box over. You see you see a burned into the wood a tiny sigil. It looks like two moving crescent moons. It, I don't know if you'd immediately recognize it. I'm sorry to keep making you roll so much. Give me a religion check, and then I will give you more information. Just on Dante's came across this information. You're going to recognize the sigil as a mark of the Eternal Eye. It is a religion in southern Galkin.
Dante is going to take out his smaller notebook, take a page out of it, and then you're gonna see him kind of like rummage, almost comedically, like, man, what? And pull out an oddly ornate quill, and then start like, how you like do like the charcoal thing over.
Mm-hmm.
To
Oh,
copy.
you might want to go at least 2 pages forward and then 1 page back before you do that. It's always more fun.
But yeah, I wanted to get an impression of the symbol.
Okay. You can take one. Rubbing the charcoal over it, you'll have a. I think I have a picture of this somewhere in my folder, so I will put that in the treasure hunters group while you guys talk.
So, your symbol here on the back belongs to, signifies the Eternal Eye. It's a Southern Galcan religion.
Kennedy,
Yes.
could I have the night before just sketched in as much detail as I can the box? Just like drawn it out with keeping as much detail as I possibly can in the redrawing of it.
No, you are capable of doing that. You did not ask me last night.
Yeah, I know. I just thought of it and went, I should probably do that. Alright, I'm gonna start doing that now then.
Okay.
I believe the Eternal Eye is primarily a Terrai religion.
I'll try a religion check at this point.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Go for it. At which point Ren is going to shiver and say, "What was something like that doing in Undar?" Yeah, you're gonna get surface level information about it. Yeah, it's a Terrai religion, and from what you know, it's it's what Terrai believe of that enables them to say, "Oh, you're not so bad."
So he'll say, "Oh yeah, that's a good old boys club for the Terrai. They really pat each other on the back in that one." Mhm.
Sorry, I'm
Why is-
working your guys' audio in the background.
It's kind of like, look at the little impression he made and then kind of like reach it out with. Any of you like to keep that for your notes?
Rin is going to speak up as all of this exchange is going on. She's gonna pick up the letter and the box and say, "You're too late. You'll think this a betrayal. Did somebody steal from the Asatar? She does lay claim to anything within Undar's reaches.
Wouldn't
Who would do such a
surprise
thing?"
me.
Well, that E person.
No, the E person is talking about
Oh,
someone else.
I wonder. Does that? Does that note seem fresh?
No, it does not.
How old are we? How old does it seem?
Oh, from your professional opinion, again, looking at it without any check, I would say you're probably not going to be able to date this to this century.
This is one of those moments where my raw brain has an idea, but I don't know if my Dante brain can actually form those thoughts.
So
I don't know how learned I am considering where I'm from.
Galen will look at the letter over somebody's shoulder. I guess the handler lady,
Mhm.
and he'll just say, maybe some ancient Asatar. Interesting.
What language was it written in originally? Or was it written in common?
It was written in common.
Okay. I was just asking because the picture looks like it was written also otherwise, so.
Oh yeah, that's just the little thing I use for denoting you guys are getting letters. I have a picture of what Ilderon Common looks like, for what it's worth, but it's not. It doesn't add anything to your guys' campaign.
Fair enough.
Galen will sit down and take his boots off.
Can I see that for a second?
That
The note.
points at Ren.
Yeah,
Note.
Ren is going to hand it over.
I'm going to ritually cast Identify on it. See if there's anything I can ascertain, any information I can ascertain with an Identify spell.
Okay. Let me think for a moment. I'm just
There's the spell, just in case you need to read it.
keep in mind, we are working with modified Identify. In
Oh, I don't
Ilderon.
know. I didn't know that.
Yes,
Do you have a pearl?
Yeah. Also, do you have the casting components? For I don't think you do yet.
No, not yet. So apparently I don't do that.
Yeah. Identify. Let's see.
So ritual casting just lets you not to use a spell slot.
Yeah.
It takes 10 minutes.
But you can't get away with it, but you have to have the components. I mean, you have to have the components for Identify anyway, because they're too expensive. Or because they actually did a gold cost.
Yeah.
But that's like the other part of it, is you actually have to have, you can't just say arcane focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Specifically, the Identify that we are working with. I will put the updated spell text. And there we go. Let's Identify gives you less mechanical information with how we modified it, but it gives you more roleplay information. Okay. So was there anything else that was asked? My brain kind of farted for a second.
I think you just wanted to identify the item in general and see what he got.
Yeah, but I don't have the materials to do it. I forgot
right.
that it had a gold cost to it.
May
Oh.
I see the note again?
Yeah, I hand it off because I'm not going to be able to glean any information from it.
I find it interesting that it says you will sooner find me dead again. Traditionally speaking, people don't tend to die more than once.
Kravnik's just kind of like leans back a little bit in his chair.
Galen says,
Gotta-
I think there were several accounts of such things.
And
Would
I
you
just
like
kind of
me to,
look side to side, like,
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make. You have an old note. You have a loosely century-old note, possibly longer. I'm not scanning it too deeply. With a Southern Galcan religious symbol on it, signed by an E. I don't want to be too presumptuous. I think the Undying Empress wrote your note.
Oh yeah, Elaine or Alina, something like that, wasn't it?
Elizabeth.
Oh, Elizabeth.
is that somebody I should know?
Undying Empress.
Yeah, it's common knowledge. I will give you more information tiered on a history check, but common knowledge, you recognize the name as the leader of the Darken Veil.
Okay. Yes. Shit. Nah. They're the leader of the Darken Veil.
Yeah, it is a lady on the other side of the continent who likes to be left alone. She may or may not be dead.
Right.
So are we searching for a cave at the end of the world? Then?
No, it'd be a castle in southern Galcan.
Well, it seems to me like no one in this room knows enough, so if you want to find something out, you might ask the father or somebody like that. You know, boxes.
Well,
Would anyone know what was originally in said box? You said it was some type
Exactly.
of weapon.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for. She said that sooner find her dead again in a cave at the edge of the world. Maybe.
I mean,
Ren-
I can, yeah.
Ren is going to. You guys are going to see a shifting expression on her face. A little bit determination, a little bit of terror. Then kind of shift a little bit back into resolve as she pulls herself together. She shakes her head and says, I think it would be in the best interests of Undar if we located such a thing. In any case, she'll move the box aside. As our agreed upon rate, I will pay you for retrieving such an item.
How do they do in sketching it?
Sketching the box?
Yeah, did I get the
I
sketch finished?
She doesn't move it out of your sight. You can keep sketching. But
Okay.
also for your expert forgery, give me a performance check with advantage. And then that will determine how well you're able to recreate it. Ren is going to say, from the funds that the Asatar, bless her holy presence, has given us, I'll allot 350 gold pieces for this.
What about for the book on farming and the seeds?
She's gonna nod and say, I'll do 300 for each.
Fantastic.
That said, there's still much more work that the coalition needs out of you. I can assume we'll have a favorable and long partnership.
Sounds like a plan to me.
So we each
So
get 200 gold, right? If we split it evenly?
Hold on, Galen's going to try to talk the seeds up because he learned a lot about it from that scandalous lady. He's going to describe the importance and how valuable they are and the amount of wealth they're going to return to the church and all this stuff to help her understand the great value of the seeds.
I'm not going to throw you a bone on this one, Steve. I will
Okay.
allow this for Yod, but you got to roleplay it in character. What do you say? And give me a performance check or a persuasion check at the end of whatever you say. Because yes, Chime did say all of those things to you guys, and those
Sure.
were communicated in roleplay very
Indeed.
clearly. So whatever you remember or took notes on.
Okay, so he'll say, yeah, these seeds are probably the most valuable thing the church had. You see, they're the last known seeds of this particular delicacy that makes many meals absolutely wonderful. So to bring these back to the church so that they can replant them and produce them once again will support them for centuries to come, if not millennia. Therefore, I believe the value is much greater than a mere 300 on these seeds.
Give me
do
that
performance?
persuasion check.
Performance, alright?
Persuasion.
Okay, persuasion.
Ren is going to shake her head and say, I've heard stories of Elmark chilies before, but in terms of immediate needs to the monastery, I believe Father Crass will be happy to have these back, but I can't see their value beyond what we negotiated. I'll pay 350 for them.
Galen will spread his hands and nod.
So it's 350 for the seeds And 300 for the 2 other items?
350 for the book, or not for the book, for the note. 350 for the seed, 300 for the book.
Okay, so 950
1,000 total,
Oh, 1,000 total.
right?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, hey, look at how that works out. Ren is going to nod and say, "I'll have the funds delivered to you later today. With such a sizable amount paid to you in the rebuilding of the town, you could purchase property within Elmark if you'd wish."
We could.
Undar needs more ideas contributing to its greatness. If you choose to stay in the nation, I'm sure you'd be welcomed.
Excellent. Where would you have
That's
us
something
meet
we'll
you
discuss.
in the future?
Ren is going to say, "I'm staying at the monastery in the upper quarters that Father Crass has provided. Me and 4 other of the me and 4 other members from the coalition are overseeing the festival. Shadella, Biemfo, myself, and Vela, and of course our guard, Morn, a knight of the Gaiori."
And Galen will look around, see if there's anyone else listening nearby.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's for me. I was like, "Ooh, is there?" Let me roll you a percentage die, because this is a really populated area. Chances of somebody listening in on you. Your words can be heard by other people, but there's just so much that other people are focused on. Again, from your passive perception, just looking around, you don't notice any eyes beaming in on, or any eyes or people paying like close attention to your guys' conversation.
So he'll lower his voice slightly and say, "The topic of BMFO, we should speak with you further."
Yeah, that guy's shady.
She's going to
Would
shake her
I
head
have-
and say, "He's been a boon to the coalition so far, but I do confess, amongst our ranks, there are those with conflicting goals, or conflicting motivations, but our goals are all the same."
would the location of this stash be of any value to you as well?
She hesitates for a moment and says, "I would prefer to contract that work through people such as yourself with more finesse.
It's not going to take finesse.
A member of my rank would be obligated to report such a thing to the Gaiori, and they would be more interested in burning down and executing the individuals responsible than recovering the goods that are in their possession."
So would you like to contract us to tell someone else where to find these goods and take
Gotta
action
love
for you?
ham fist people.
Ren is going to clear her throat and say, "By elevating myself above the intimate knowledge of what you do to obtain what you get, we keep the Gaiori out of our affairs, and for most situations, for now, that's the best. The Gyori have a fervor of service to our nation that is appreciated. The brightness of their flames sometimes carries an intensity of heat that can set other things ablaze. Unfortunately.
So Kravnicek is going to ask for the note one more time. Brandon?
It's still
Or
Emmy,
Kennedy, I'm sorry.
all good. It is still on the
Will-
table.
Okay, will you look at my sheet?
Uh-huh.
And in my features and traits, look at the one that I have open. And I want to use that.
Click it open for me now. I don't oh, okay, I see it. All right.
That should give me a little bit better than what I was trying earlier.
I'm just double checking this real quick and then
Not a problem. I just saw that and I was like, wait a sec.
you are asking me for something that is you are asking me for something that no DM ever has easily prepared, but should always have prepared.
That's why I hate that spell as a DM, but
Give me
I love it as a player. Just for those who don't know, I have an inspiration for Prayer of Lesser Legend lore.
Oh, nice.
Inspiration for Prayer of Lesser Legend lore.
Yeah.
Does that mean you keep that inspiration like every day, or?
No. That's the inspiration I got after the last session because of the role playing.
Ah, got it.
Oh, right. I believe I only have just a normal inspiration, though.
Oh, and Dante, as you're reading through that book, you hear in your head, it's not very interesting.
Who do you pray to, Kravnix?
It is Dimdeath.
Okay.
I'm gonna mispronounce it every time because
Diamondith, that's fine.
Diamondith, yeah.
The Medith is like one syllable. I can't pronounce it either. It's based on Swahili, so
Okay.
all right. So you are going to hear a old assuring voice within your head, like a father you've never known. It has a sing-song quality to it, and it says, a key to cities lost, a way to access the weave of an empire shattered, to the winds, unfortunately, their pieces scattered.
Oh. I missed some of that. Hold on.
I will post it in the chat for you.
Good.
Ooh.
Galen will put his boots back on.
Okay. Galen can put his boots on.
So as I as I hear that and I mull it over for a second, I just repeat it out loud.
Okay. Would you like me to say it to the party, or do you want to say it?
Oh, they can read it.
Okay. All right.
Does this ring any bells in anybody else's heads?
Keys and weaves and wind pieces.
Oh, actually, yes, it does. Omnis. Are you, you just looked over that book? It talked about the book was talking about something called layweave field shuffling, and using the different weaves of the empire for rotating crop harvest out without having to change out the soil. It's you've got a loose connection where it's like, wait, weave of an empire, lay weave of the empire, and those things kind of loosely tie together. But that's about the most that it immediately comes to people's heads without history checks.
History check. Nope.
8. I always give you guys information, but I do it on tiers of 5 with history. Stupid freaking nerd.
Omnis, you can go ahead and have an inspiration as I'm trying to prep you up to remember that.
I'm the no-miss of this part.
I will give you guys information.
So you do get a D6 to add to that, Omnis. Because I give you a bardic inspiration.
Omnis has that big brain with the -1.
Oh, that's the wrong person to give inspiration to on this one.
Yod's also got a big brain. Very smart, much knowledge.
Oh yes.
Wow.
I'm not negative.
Yeah. I will start giving out information. Does anybody else want to roll before I do? I'm gonna
Sure,
count
I
up
will
from
roll a
5.
history check since I read through the book a little bit.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Nope.
God, what? Whose eye
I don't know why I
did you
rolled
guys
twice.
spit on? You guys have some bad karma, Juju, in this group.
Well, it's just history. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not, you don't learn anything from that.
I'm gonna count up from at the 0 rank. No soul. You've never been educated outside of your forests. Everything you know is about.
It makes perfect sense.
About your great fire giant, and they've said nothing about it.
I think the fire giant broke his toe once.
Yeah, the fire giant has an empire, but you ain't never seen no cities lost. You know, he ain't got one.
He does shatter other empires, though.
Yeah. Moving up to the 5 rank for Yod and Kravnitz. You both are going to know all of Galkan was once a empire from southern coast to northern tundras. It was a single empire that was broken and shattered by Olivia the Loss. However, it was such a chaotic and war-filled time, and so many people lost their lives that a lot of the records and writings and information of the time has been lost. So
I know I'm looking for stuff from the Kayak Empire.
yeah.
Yes.
For Dante, to the 10 and 15 rank, let's see. You are going to understand that the Kayak Empire had a very advanced magical network that enabled any citizen to use magic as a very proficient caster. Barina has recently discovered how to access that network, although not to the same extent as the rest of the or is that the Empire once used. And I will also say you are aware that how the Empire fell was very concentrated attacks, basically to their magical infrastructure. Specifically, this network has been destroyed, shattered, and broken, believed to be beyond repair. And I guess I'll give you one more piece of information, and you can kind of tie together and assume it's called the ley weave.
Eat.
And that is to be believed if Kravnix is telling you guys the truth and just not making up nonsense that rhymes funkily
So
out of nowhere.
You're telling
Kravnix
me
doesn't.
you're telling me,
doesn't have that
Kravnix,
ability.
that's related to what used to live in that box there?
That's what I could glean from a quick prayer and a settlement into belief.
Well, consider yourself saved, holy man.
No. Whoa.
Um,
No. Look, it was a quick conversation with somebody I know who's got a little bit more knowledge than me. That's all it really was.
Hmm.
A prayer to the Asatar? Ren asks.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Roll me a deception check.
That I'm good at.
All right. She is going to take a moment and bow and say, truly, your service to Searcher and to us was meant by the hierarchy.
I do everything I can.
We all do what we can.
Galen turns toward Dante. So, why do you have a second book there? What's that about?
Notes. Spells.
Notes and spells.
Ren's going to speak up and say, I would like to consult with the rest of the coalition that's in town on this matter concerning a powerful magical weapon. In any case, we will need you for more contracts in the future, and seeing as your numbers took a significant dive from the first job, Omnis and Dante, if you're willing to work with them contracted on behalf of the coalition, our funding could directly go into your hands.
Galen looks at Dante in the eyes, taps his head, and winks.
I don't understand.
We could use more brains with us. Yes?
Oh, well, I'm not much of a. I'm more of a scholar. I'm not much of a fighter. But
Then don't fight.
oh well, it sounded like you did some dangerous things to get this, and I'm just letting you know about my.
Nah, it wasn't
reasonable
that bad.
It
We'll
was
do
like
our
a
best
game.
to protect you.
But I know a lot about what I know, and I don't know a lot about what I don't.
It's always good to learn more stuff, right?
Oh,
Well,
welcome
you're
to the
going
team.
to keep finding more boxes containing what appear to be ancient artifacts from the
Was there
both
two
my meta
more?
brain and my Dante brain are like, which shattering was this?
Kennedy,
shatterings are there?
There was 2 more boxes like that there, right?
There were.
Well, we know where at least 2 more boxes are.
Did they fit the same make and design?
Very similar.
Hmm.
We were a little limited in what we could extract, so I only got to see the contents of this one.
Well, it'd be nice to know how they got a hold of these things, if only because, again, they're from Southern Galkin. You dealt with pirates? That makes sense. The Darkenvale does have a coast.
Well, we could go back with Ren here and talk with the father. Or his clergy.
So was Ren implying that there was more jobs for us to do right now? Like she's got something queued up for us? Or just kind of that we should work together?
No, there is more. Implying you should work together. She will have more jobs. She does not know how the other voices of the coalition want to proceed with this decently important piece of information you guys have put before her.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Omnis will be all on board for this as long as it's for the greater good of the Empire. Let's keep that stuff going and keep retrieving the stuff we need to go find.
Everything Searcher and I do is for the greater good of the Empire.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, I would be most satisfied to join you in your quest.
Searcher,
Is there
you
another
in your
deception
head.
roll there?
No, Searcher, you hear in your head. I didn't say which Empire.
So Omnis is just all in. I don't
Hold on.
even
Hold
roll
on. Ah,
insight.
shit.
Mm-hmm. Ren is going to laugh a little bit and say, "Yes, of course." And an empire-shattering weapon being kept out of the hands of the Asatar, that shouldn't be allowed at all, and we should most definitely find it very soon.
If it matters when you go to discuss it, I don't believe the note is talking about Lord how would I refer to her? I don't feel like you would ever refer to her by first name. Verena.
Asatar Girius?
I don't believe the note is referring to Asatar Girius. If my information is correct, it would possibly refer to Olivia the Lost, who I believe no longer exists.
Ren is going to exhale and say, "Yes, right, of course."
So Ren, that guy is a turncoat, and he's been feeding information to pirates.
Well, that's unacceptable.
You still want to keep him in your circle of friends? Bienfo?
Probably be a good idea to just kind of leave him there for a little bit, but not give him all the information.
Do you have
Maybe see
any?
if you can glean some from him.
Do you have any evidence that he's a turncoat?
He's still alive.
There's that.
He tried to kill us, and he's still alive.
If he is a turncoat, and you know that he's a turncoat, then potentially that's a tool that we could use later.
Just as long as you're guarded, Miss Ren. You and your friends. Now you know.
Oh, I am going to just so you know, I look at Ren and I cast Disguise Self, and I make myself look exactly like the leader of the pirates. This is who you're looking for.
Ren, who was barely keeping it together with the news of a empire-shattering weapon, at the news of Bientho being a traitor, she has a big smile on her face that is just incredibly strained, and she's gonna say,
Totally
shit sandwiches delivered by the Sunbringer herself. I have to go, and we will be in contact. I will ensure you get all of your gold pieces. Thank you.
In her head, she just hears, "Take a deep breath. It's not all ending yet."
And Galen will just say quickly to her, remember what department he was overseeing?
Yeah,
She will
he's the
attempt
records
to,
collector.
Yeah, calm herself down. She will stand up and bow. And so I've let Polera know your tabs are all paid for on the Coalition's dime. She shouts to everybody in the tavern, "Please enjoy the Phoenix Festival." And
she runs away like a scared little girl.
Hold up her robe and hastily exit.
I will watch her go.
Did she take the box?
Oh, you know what? I will roll her a "Is she collected enough to remember" die. She did not take the box, gets to the door, swears, and then just going to turn around, come back to the table, smile, pick it up, bow again. Again, the Sunbringer's blessings upon all of you. May you find your place in the hierarchy. And and she's going to turn and
Dante just kind of like waves, like, bye.
So, do I need to ask about the other items now, since she just was a box? Is the seed still there? Or did she grab the rest?
How big is that box? Why weren't the things in the box?
Yeah, the seeds she took with her. She
had pocketed those seeds.
Yeah. The journal is being passed amongst you all.
Yeah. Now, the box itself, was it about the size of like a baseball, or are we talking more like a dodgeball?
I would say it's a jewelry box. So if you put your two palms together, I would say it's probably about 9 inches wide. Oh wait, you're Canada metric.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Canada's weird. We're half metric. So
Okay.
Yeah, they get the idea.
Inches.
Yeah, I was starting to do math in my head. I was like, okay, cool.
That diary you mentioned is the same thing that had the farming in it? Is that right?
Yes.
I'll be right back. But I am listening.
So with that in light, we may want to analyze this book further and see if there's some sort of cipher or hidden messages inside of such a strange tome. Considering the ley weaves it mentions. He'll give a confused scholarly grin.
Okay. You guys are at a table by yourself. There are other people in the tavern around, occasionally looking over at you. But otherwise, whenever you guys want to move forward or go do something, just let me know.
If we're gonna be
I'll look at my
at the table,
drawn.
I'd be reading the book about the ley weave.
Okay.
I'll look at my poorly drawn rendition of the box and just sigh.
Oh, do you need a rendition of that book? Or I'm sorry, the box.
I was hoping to keep it. I am very intrigued by it. For some reason, it just caught my eye, and I can't seem to. I feel pulled towards it.
Oh, that's just the grave calling. You can ignore it for now.
I give you a sidelong glance, like, the hell are you talking about?
We're all pulled in various directions as we find our places in the hierarchy.
Or the lowarchy in this case.
I again give you a sidelong glance.
Ups and downs, they're all connected. He'll lean back in his chair.
While you are talking, a woman is going to come to the table and put out 6 dishes, bowls of rice. She's gonna look and say, "Oh wow, she left quick. She normally never leaves without getting the pan-fried cheese rice."
Urgent
Well,
business.
it's paid for. Regardless, she leaves the 6th one on the table.
Thank you, miss.
Just scream if you need anything. She walks away. You guys have food for the morning.
Yummy. Eats
We'll
it up.
definitely eat. Ooh, I like grubs. Oh.
So, does anyone have any ideas what to do today?
Well, I
I
was only
believe,
contracted to look at your artifacts, so.
Well, now you're contracted to be with us and do what we do. Welcome. Congratulations.
I believe you were advised by Father Crass to look for those seeds. Is that not correct?
The seeds have been found.
Perhaps there's more things that Father Crest would like found. Should we check with him and see if there's other things that we should be searching for? I heard you guys are going to get paid 1,000 gold. That seems pretty interesting to me. Maybe we could get another commission.
Possibly. Father
Hmm.
Cross might also have more information on this box.
And other various history-related things. Why not? Shall we go visit the holy place?
All right, you're headed to the monastery?
I'm assuming after we finish eating, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anyone want to do anything else at the Polaris place before you guys dip?
Well, there's one extra bowl of food, right?
There is.
I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
And on the way to the monastery, I'm gonna see if there's anybody that looks hungry that I can give it away to.
Oh yeah,
I'll
there
get some-
are refugees everywhere in the town. It's not hard to find a Gaiori knight shuffling a group of people to a camp.
you walk out the door and take a step. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, I would say you guys
Alright.
get to the bridge, and across the bridge, there's a group that are being escorted by a Gaiori knight, and one of them will stop and, ooh, excuse me, I'll roll the person at random. I got a little NPC generator here. you are going to give the food to a half-elven boy. He's going to smile and bow and say, thank the Asatar for you. And he'll take the bowl and join back with the group.
Galen will just bring some wine with him.
Do you give it to the little boy too? I kid. All right. So, like I said, or rather, no, not like I said, because DL and Rob are new to this group. The monastery exists. The Elmark Monastery is the main part of the town, and the rest of this town is kind of built in the flatlands that the monastery is not occupying. It is built into almost like this cliff hillside. The town rises up, going to the monastery as it overlooks the rest of this region, almost like a citadel atop a hill. The backside of the town on this hill is just cascading fields into the distance. Climbing the path up into the cloisters of the monastery, you guys would, I guess, be welcomed up here. Particularly, there are there are monks working in there are monks working in the white cloistered area where the planting ceremony took place yesterday. They have a giant weave of straw and sticks. They are finishing off pieces of it. It stands atop a pyre, and stones have been arranged around it to a small stone wall to contain the flames. You can see the effigy represents Asatar Barina, Darius reaching towards the sun. One of the monks is going to look up at you and say, "Oh, you're early for the effigy burning. It's at sundown today."
We're not here for the effigy burning, good sir. We're here to see Father Crest. He's a good friend of mine. I believe we're expected.
She's going to nod and say, he's working the fields today with the new order members.
I assume I know where that would be.
Yes. Leaving the monastery, just looking on the back hillside, you can see all the fields in the distance. Most of them are burned. There's still some wreckage in some of them. You can see a group of people in one. And I mean, you don't... No. Actually, I didn't roll the death miss today. This is another thing for you, DL, that I actually am getting the opportunity to share. I needed to roll this, and I roll it at the start of every day. You're the first group to hit the 4th of Artis. So, let me roll the death miss for today, and then we will see where everyone is at. Alright, visibility is down today. You guys have about 65 feet of visibility. For the last week, there has been a fog that has refused to go away. There's been a fog that has refused to go away. It has been smothering everything in the world, blocking out the sun. It varies in thickness each day. Today it is on the thicker side. Going to the backside of the monastery, looking down the hill, you cannot see Father Crass, but you can hear the distant echoes of people working, Father Crass yelling. Their voices are so far away, they just sound like almost, just echoes up the hillside. But you do know where the fields are, and walking through them, each field revealed through this fog as you guys get close is war-torn and shattered, chasing the voices. You would eventually find Father Crass and his order. He has got his hat on, and he is digging with his shovel in the field, breaking up some of the soil on his own. And he's gonna say, as you guys approach, "Now I know y'all don't think that this is gonna be any good, but I'm telling you, as soon as this fog clears, we gonna have this hillside growing again like crazy. Saint Sabbath ain't never let us down. A little bit of sun's gonna come. Our Sunbringer brings that."
May the sun shine forever.
He's gonna keep digging and say, well, hopefully it starts shining again soon, or I hope forever starts soon. Hey, you're all... He does not look at you guys. You're those mercenaries Ren hired? Y'all got my stuff back yet?
Ren's got it, except for this book.
He's
Yes,
gonna
yes.
dig his shovel into the ground, pausing for a moment. Oh, it's worth noting, he also has a moon touch shovel. His shovel, the head of his shovel, glows with pale moonlight. He stops, turns, and says, "What you got?"
He sent me to verify the stuff, right? So we could just go off that.
It's a book about gardening and stuff. Looks like it's probably pretty popular for you.
He's gonna pocket it in his jacket pocket and say, "Yeah, ain't no use now though. Kayak Empire fell a long time ago. Can't use no lay weave nothing on these fields."
Why not?
He's going to say, "Ain't got the magic for it. Saba can come and go as she pleases to the wilds, but the fields, they stay right where they at. That
So
would
are
be
you
nice if we could, huh?"
So you're saying that this book postulates that you can move the earth to different places?
He nods and says, "Yeah, you only farm the ground for so long before it stops producing stuff. But we got enough fields out here that we just use different fields instead. Ooh, back in the day, this one monastery could keep the entire region going."
Well, do you grow different crops in each area, or the same crop everywhere?
Well, you dang well grow whatever you please. You don't know a good dryad, you might lose it forever. You shuffle it out once or twice.
Now this is my brain, real world knowledge coming into the. Would I know about crop rotation? Probably not, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they did much farming in Dagger Gully.
Okay.
Well, they did, but their version of farming was find someone that had it and take it from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did video game farming.
Yeah, that's fair.
If the lay weave is not possible, do you know of any other magics or artifacts that would help you grow things upon this land once again?
He's gonna wipe off his forehead and say, if this just dang fog would leave, we used to have some people in our order got conscripted into the Gyori for the war. They could summon the sun. Powerful magic. I never learned it myself. Really should have.
Probably
say
would've
the,
made
Asatar
planting
can,
season
too.
go better.
He's gonna point at, I'd give me some good daylight right here, a few hours a day.
Father, there were 3 boxes among the items missing. What were those about? The little ones. Boxes.
Searcher, if you would show the
I hold
The
up my
father.
terrible drawing.
He will roll a history check on him and say, "Oh, you know what? That was Tior and her obsessions. Always was chasing rumors back when she was the mother of this monastery. Got her killed. She been gone for, what's it been? 90 years? Maybe 85.
Does she have any surviving understudies or relatives?
Maintain a journal of any kind?
He's gonna say, well, I don't know. Might as well go ask her. But
Her? I thought she was dead.
yeah, eating souls down in down out in the middle of nowhere in Low Lakes.
Oh, she's a Terrai. Fascinating. That makes sense given the origin of the artifacts. Seems like she'd be interested in that kind of thing.
wait. Eating souls down in the low lakes.
She's a
And I say it
Terrai.
just like he did.
She's a Terrai?
I gather that.
Yeah, the Low Lakes is the region in southern Galkan.
I gather that as well.
He's
much you
gonna
can
shake
teach
his
him.
head and say, them swamps and marshes is toxic. Can't nobody go way out over there. I leave her mostly alone. As far as I know.
Sounds like you
What do you know?
helped her
of-
relocate there or some.
Say that again? 2 people were talking. First give me Searcher, and then I'm gonna
Yeah,
come
go
back to you,
first.
Steve.
Okay. What do you know of these boxes?
He'll
Do you know
roll
what they contain?
a history check. He's going to think for a moment and say, yeah, hold on, give me that there paper.
I hand it to him.
He is gonna roll a performance check. He is going to draw you some crudely shaped polygons. Almost look triangular. nation or in fashion, but they have one extra side. And they fit together almost like puzzle pieces. And he's gonna say, I think it was a map of some roads or something. A little something like this. The other one, it was a dagger. Father Sarumis, he done swore off violence after he used it to kill one of his one of the Yandar elders. Dark times. About right when Barina, or I'm sorry, Asatar, Gaia Girius showed up.
Praise her name.
Yeah, she is the fire of the nation. The core that keeps it moving forward, or he digs a shovel. That's what we gotta say. I mean, yeah. You know.
And the third box?
He's going to think on it and say, now, that one, I believe it had some message in it. Some sacred writing. Tior never let nobody look at it. I respected her wishes. Sealed it up in the bottom of the sealed it up right good in the bottom of the monastery, but when we had to flee, I couldn't empty out all the vaults.
So out of character, Tior is someone we met, actually, correct?
Yeah.
In the other campaign?
Yes, you did. She was a weird lady.
Okay, that's where I was getting at.
Out in the middle of the swamp.
Yeah,
that
she
was
had
the
like,
that
her
was the
own
dark
little
lady that was casting the
building.
spell that we just like totally went around.
No.
No,
it was
she's
a
the one with her own little
monastery
monastery.
of Terai. And
You're in the
people,
Terai Church.
Oh,
people
okay,
were
yeah.
coming and they were sacrificing a member every week for the ongoing sustenance of everyone else. There was something else I remember, but it's not relevant to this. It's not relevant to this game, which I can share after the session, as you guys, your characters, want to have knowledge of it.
Okay.
I'll look at the father and say, we recovered one of these boxes. We recovered the one with the note.
He's gonna dig a shovel into the ground again, stopping and looking at you and says, well, I'll be damned. What'd it say?
Oh, takes out my notebook and starts to scribble.
Do we still have the note? Or no, it's in the box.
Yeah.
After a few moments of furious scribbling, I hand him a copy.
He's gonna look at it, say, oof. Weapon for the Asatar. Northold ain't gonna be too happy about this. I'd be careful who y'all tell. Well, in any case, if it's hidden and lost, it's hidden and lost, just like everything else them sands done covered down south. Up here, the forest burns, grows again, burns, grows again, burns. Bramble done take everything under in its roots.
I might be the cause of that.
I love this man so much.
You mentioned the man with the dagger. Is he still around?
Oh no, he dead.
Is
You
he
only become
actually
father when
dead?
Is he dead, or is he like only mostly dead?
He's going to say, well, when he died, he made Tior mother of the monastery, so I think he long dead.
Makes note.
So we have 2 leads in what we're looking for.
Yes. The one of the boxes has a map, and the other one has a dagger, which I'm guessing is magical.
Or that and maybe a key to what we are looking for
Quite possible.
with the map. And the knowledge that we have of the note.
That dagger for slaying.
Do we then
Yeah.
want to?
I think we may have to
Recover.
go back and recover those 2 items.
From the pirates.
Yes.
Could always call on him for another game of cards.
If you're asking about Master Ceramos's dagger, I believe I am required to tell you, as the enlightened knowledge of the Gaiori has given unto me, I'm going to give to you that Master Ceramos did initially resist Barina or Asatar Girius coming to our fine shores. When she offered him light, though, his heart was changed. He was so compelled and overwhelmed with her presence that he did have to turn on the other elders who could not accept such a thing. It was the dagger he used to end them of his own volition. He thought very hard on the acts he committed and dedicated his life to the Asatar and making sure that Undar would never be brought to such chaos again between brothers and sisters again.
Sounds
Not
like a
all
strange
paths.
fool.
Sometimes our paths to our place in the hierarchy are rocky.
He nods and says, "You get that dagger, bring it back, and Ren will pay good money for it on behalf of the monastery. If you do get it in your hands, I'd ask you not put any more blood on it. His soul done been through enough."
I'm not much of a stabber, sir.
He won't notice.
Now the question becomes, how do we recover these 2 items?
Well, I was going to wait until after tomorrow morning when we get our ransom for the other items that maybe we just go and have a conversation.
Maybe. Though, he does seem like a gambling man. Could possibly gamble them.
We could definitely try to gamble.
Maybe some different stakes for you all this time.
Perhaps we could play a game for the items.
That might be able to get things done.
And the cost of if we lose will pay 10 gold each for them.
I think he's. I don't think those stakes are high enough for him.
You're
Possible.
collecting approximately 300 gold an item, yes? I believe if you simply start the process at about 150 or 200, you'd still make a very nice profit.
It's true.
I
The
don't
problem
think.
is he believes they're only worth like 10 gold.
I don't think these two items. How do I put this? The reward for these two items will pale in comparison to the reward for what's at the end of that map.
You're assuming that there's anything still left at the end of that map.
With what I was given this morning and the note, and now knowing that there's a map and that the dagger might be a key.
It's a riddle or something.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a riddle.
Well,
We could
write it down
just-
anyway.
Well, we could write it down, but I sure as hell like to solve it.
Well, if he finds them so cheap, why is it difficult to purchase them off of him?
Because it's the interest in the specific items. This person is a relatively shrewd individual.
May I suggest then that we try negotiating and use legally binding contracts? I mean, he's a pirate.
Legal process
Um,
with these gentlemen.
Father
I
Krass
showed
is
you.
gonna
You did
speak
look
up.
at the person that I had, turned into earlier, right? They're a pirate.
Father Krass is gonna speak up and say, everything's uncertain right now. Trust is probably the most valuable coin you got.
Well,
Written agreement at the very least would be a sign of good faith.
what are we agreeing to?
Well, those are terms you have to negotiate with him. I'm
I
a
think
scribe. I
spit-
just write stuff down.
Spit in a handshake might be more, trustworthy. for
Yeah,
this one.
spit in a handshake is definitely more their style than an actual written contract.
See, really, the complicating factor is the dagger, because the dagger is a physical object that we physically need. If I could just verify the map, we wouldn't need the map.
And gentlemen, did I understand correctly? You had beaten these pirates in a game of cards.
They played many games with them.
We definitely did beat them in a game of Curses and Boons, or whatever the name of that game is.
I believe it was Charms
Father
and Curses.
Krass is gonna say, charms and curses? Y'all done got
Yeah.
a deck of that? Ooh, that's one of them overseas games. I like them.
I'm unfamiliar.
I pull the deck out of my pocket. What do you give me for it?
Yeah. How about some wisdom?
I'm dumb.
Wisdom ain't about intelligence, sir.
He's gonna gesture for the deck.
I hand it to him.
He's gonna say, y'all be real good to learn like me. This monastery be a place where you can come and study. Don't trust nobody. Believe in yourself. Believe in your own fire and your own Asatar. Trust that Undar Liberation Coalition about as far as you can throw them. I done told them I'm gonna grow food, and I only got done 2 artifacts back looted from here. That other one be coming around here asking all them questions. I
Other
bet
one
you
asking
something.
all what questions?
Their book knows one. Don't trust him.
I use another spell slot, cast Disguise Self, to look like Bienfo. This guy?
Mm-hmm. Want to know about all the vaults and passages under the monastery.
Yeah, he's crooked as the day is long.
Yeah, that information went far beyond.
Now, no. The fact that he's looking for the vaults and the all the tunnels and everything. He's your mole. He's the reason that you were robbed. He led them into your vaults and he led them out safely. Pass that on to what the hell's her name?
Ren.
Is on terrible. Yeah, Ren. And I'm sure she'll be happy to know that.
She don't start keeping better company, they all gonna get themselves executed.
Hey, no skin off my ass. I think I'm better company.
He's gonna feel the cards through, just fingering each card aside. Say, yep, that's a good trade. Some wisdom to keep you alive. Some cards keep me entertained after a day's work.
Yeah, we'll go with the keeping me alive thing.
You said this is a place to study. What did you mean about that?
He is gonna say, Elmark, we are the Order of the Right of the Sacred Elm Tree. Many people who sit underneath it report or have often claimed to have prophecies, visions, the ability to communicate beyond just what you see with your eyes.
And then in his head, he hears something like this.
He is going to shake his head and roll a knowledge check. And he's going to say, well, what it was done said to me, Elmark sits in the middle of a convergence of power that oftentimes finds itself seeping through the river, and the tree's roots can access some of that occasionally if it is seeded properly and given enough generations to plant itself. It's an easy place to be a conduit, but I don't know too much about the arcane.
Well, you mind if we have a sit under your tree?
Of course, I just got the sapling planted. You do anything to it. He's going to grab and spin the shovel around. Might be the last thing you do, though. Me and Saint Sabbath just got back on good terms.
That's a nice shovel right there. Can you see well in the dark with that?
There is no darkness when you're... Or there is no darkness when you're with me. He's going to spin the shovel back around and keep breaking up the dirt. Anyways,
Yeah.
I got a whole field I got to break up today. We done made a big deal with the Liberty Coalition. We got to have this place ready for harvest season.
Well,
Or
you
for
have
growing season.
you should have some seed, a couple of seeds coming your way of some kind of pepper. And he kind of like gives like a, I don't know, look.
You got my Elmark
chilies.
chilies back? That was a personal project been taking me over 100 years to do.
Well, your former cook is an asshole. And I think
Don't trust nobody.
that, hey, They got one of the 3 seeds that were in there.
Dante's over there like 100 years.
What was that?
I just wanted to note, like, I have that like visible confusion when he said that took me 100 years. I'm like, how old are
Oh, okay.
Well, you can
Father
rejoice now,
Crassus,
Father.
either 30 or 107, or somewhere between 30 and 170.
Damn
Oh,
druids.
At which point, he's gonna nod, go back to digging, and I'll say, don't get yourselves killed, and may the Asatar be with you, but not her knights. Them something fierce.
And I hope the Asatar protects your fields from, I don't know what does anything to fields.
May your chilies grow plentiful.
Let's go sit under that tree for a minute.
Yeah, Galen heads toward the tree. Yeah. Mhm.
All right. You guys go back up to the courtyard. The effigy is coming. Does anybody else want to do anything in this field before I move you guys forward?
Yeah, I want to create a silent image,
Okay.
and just want to recreate these fields with everything growing, the sun shining on them. Just try to give the father some hope, vision of what this is going to look like when he's successful.
All right. From the areas you're able to affect with magic, he will pause for a moment, look at it, put a shovel in the dirt, smile, and say, "Soon, soon," and go back to work.
I'll just smile and head for the tree with the rest of them.
Okay.
As we're walking away, I just say, super nice guy, terrible druid.
Yeah, that's why he said he needs the help of dryads, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a terrible druid. From what I know, druids can grow things really well. Look, he's even got me talking in a southern drawl. What the hell?
What is this cloud? This fog.
No idea. It started appearing. Actually, when did it start appearing? I don't know what day it is.
It appeared on the night of the 37th of last month, which was let me look up my
Shortly
time.
after I
Yeah.
met you, Gravenix. Well,
Yeah.
shortly before, actually.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's currently Artist. It started appearing on the 37th of Noble. You guys are also aware.
That's right
Major
about the time that all
celestial
those.
events happened that night.
Yeah, that's right about all the time that. Yeah. So, and I explained to them what happened to me
before you
on
do,
that date.
I want you to do so in character. But
Okay.
I do want to give DL some information, so his character can participate if you
Okay.
want to. This is information players have from the ongoing campaigns. DL, there was a major celestial event in the entire world that everybody saw in the sky. Basically, essentially 4 full moons of light appeared in the night sky on the 37th. They are things called guiding stars. They are these bright magical balls of light that sporadically appear. People think they're prophetic. No one really knows for certain. One appears like every 30 to 50 years. It was the first time in history 4 had ever appeared at the same time. The following day, this death mist came and fogged the entire world, and it has not relented since. in terms of whatever your character was doing, however, that knowledge, it was basically everybody everywhere saw it, where it's just like, wow, look at that. And then, everybody's been dealing with the death mist. Anyways, with that, you were going to mention with Kravnix what he was doing that night?
Well, that's right about the time that Dagger Gully happened, right?
Dagger Gully happened before that. This was actually a precursor. Or rather, Dagger Gully was a precursor to that.
Yeah, okay. Well, he didn't notice it because he was
dead.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So he tells everybody what happened because that's what he's thinking is causing this, because he doesn't know. But he tells everybody about the mysterious storm that happened in Dagger Gully that flooded Dagger Gully, where people were not able to use teleportation magics and some other magics, and he was trying to get a few items from one of the bandit princes, and because of the rain and everything that was going on, he drowned. And then several days later, Searcher found him and he was alive.
So you're a Terrorite. That's
Nah, he's just a holy man.
Not really.
But I just found you on the edge of a giant lake.
Yeah. That used to be a gully. A giant valley.
No. That lake must have been there for years.
No.
It was a giant lake?
No.
Have I heard anything about Dagger Gully? I feel like that's not knowledge I'd have under being so insular. Also the war.
Give me a history check.
It was a big thing that happened. Like,
yeah, but remember, I'm like from the capital city of fucking North Korea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say DC. I was gonna say DC 18.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah, fucking
Nerd.
nerd. You've heard whispers about it in the capital. Dagger Gully is no longer on the map.
Do I have? Do those rumors have any sort of dates attached to it?
I will give it to you.
Not necessarily firm, otherwise.
As a player, you can translate it to your character that about the time you're hearing the rumors, you can kind of make a timeline.
Basically, maybe I can't put on a calendar. This is the day Dagger Gully disappeared, but I can say, oh, actually, no, you died a week before, like a few days before the mist came in.
Yeah. I will say you beat the DC. You can use the knowledge you have as a player and character.
Yeah, so Dante's you're gonna see him like do the math in his head. You actually died a few days before the mist came in.
Oh.
So,
But he's alive.
well,
He's not dead.
either way, you found him
Yes.
before, and
Yeah, I don't know how long I was out, man. It was a trip. Like, and then I pull out my little 1-inch unknown metal cube, and I'm like, I woke up, I could hear a voice every now and then, and I had this. And the voice just said, "You're not done yet."
that's
Galen will study him, and squint at Kravnix and say, "Are you part cat or something? How many lives do you have?"
I don't know.
do you hunger for souls?
No. I don't hunger for anything.
Takes.
So you don't eat?
No, you haven't seen me eat once.
Did you not eat the rice this morning?
No. If you look at the campaign discussion, I posted a few things while you guys were talking about it. The one says 2 extra because he gave the food from that was Ren's. I said 2 extra because I didn't eat anything. And then he says, also, don't breathe.
Well, that's useful. You could walk across an ocean on
I
the
could
bottom.
walk through the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat. I don't drink. I don't breathe. I hardly sleep. If I sleep at all.
Well, there are
I just
stranger
I
things
have
in
I
the
have a
world than shrimp.
singular focus, and it is this thing.
May I?
Yeah. I hand it over.
I mean, I'm looking for an investigation check. I mean, he said it
It's
was
a
a metal
1
cube.
ounce block of unknown material. So it's about an inch square.
I'm not sure I can glean anything from a, cubic inch of unknown metal. I'm a scholar,
Unknown
not a
material. I
black-
don't know if it's metal, it's stone. I don't know what it is.
I mean, is there any way I can glean anything from this in me? I feel like I would.
I am. You're looking at the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whatever
I
the
would
1 ounce
say
block is.
you can give me a Arcana check. And I might and I'll give you a little bit more information on its makeup. All right, you are going to inspect this, staring into it, turning it over. I don't think you've ever seen any material like this within Ilderon. I would say moving it in your hand, pieces of it dissolve, but it seems to reform itself after a few seconds. It almost feels like the entire thing is made of sand, even though it is jet black in appearance, almost like a complete stone. I don't think you're able to place this to anything.
That's the first time that I saw that it kind of deformed and then reformed around itself. Right? That's what you're saying?
It is hard as far as to the touch, but it looks like it's pieces of it are dissolving off almost like glitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is keeping its shape.
Is that the first time I saw it glitter?
It is not glitter. I'm sorry. That was just kind of like the term I wanted to use.
Well, but is that the first time I saw it do that?
No. I would say that's pretty normal for this thing.
Okay.
But yeah, if you've got guesses,
Me sitting here half
what
tempted to stab it with a sword.
Yeah, what I will do is I will give you information from your Arcana check. This is not of the material plane of Ilderon. If you've got guesses, I will give.
I mean, would I be able to glean that fact?
Yes, you are going to be able to glean this is not of this realm. If you've got guesses, I will give you one guess and tell you if Dante's sure or not sure in it. That's about the most I can do with this. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I think I have.
Fair, being able to just note that it's not even of this world is oh, nice.
It's more information than I had 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you don't want to, that's fine too.
I can't honestly think of any guesses.
Okay.
Can I run an arcane check as well since they're doing this study the thing?
Yeah. I'm gonna set the DC differently for. Let me think for a moment, because I had a DC in mind for Dante just because he's trained loosely on this subject. As far as going to school. For Yad, yeah, go for it.
Never mind.
Yad, it's probably
Mhm.
magical. All right. As you guys are talking and walking, you can return to the monastery, making your way to the courtyard. There is that white elm tree that the sapling, or the sapling has been planted. It has been magically grown into a full tree. It is not as impressive as some of the ones in the forests around here, but it will get there.
As far as what are we looking to ascertain information of here? Are
Well, for the
we?
record, I do confide in. I do let you know that I think it's alien or like not of.
Yeah, I note all of that, and I just kind of stick it back in my pocket and be like, "That's more information than I had this morning. Thank you very much."
So, are we meditating on how to find the item missing from the letter, or what are we meditating on?
I'm not sure
Well,
if that's how this works, but we could try that.
I'm gonna have a sit and see if I can't talk to
I'll have one
Deneth
too.
and just maybe find out some ancillary information. I don't
Diamond
know. Diamond ETH, yeah. See if I can't. I don't know. Get a focus on it. Maybe get a heading or something. Because I'd really like to know what that thing is, and maybe it has something to do with all of this.
Okay. So Kravnix is going to sit down and try and pray. Who?
Well, not really pray. He's just gonna sit there and like concentrate on the voice that he's heard before and think about the information, any more information he could get, or if there's like a path that he could go head on to. But he's gonna do it specifically for no less than 4 hours.
Okay.
And he's gonna take a short rest while he's doing it. Or a long rest because of deathless nature. Finishes a long rest in 4 hours, inactive, motionless,
You can
while
take
he remains conscious.
You can stay there for a long rest, but do keep in mind you can only benefit from a long rest once per day, and you already have.
Oh, yeah,
benefit
that's
from
right.
One this morning, but
That is correct.
you can stay there and think.
Just as long as he can, just trying to.
So Yod will also meditate there under the tree, probably leaning against part of the trunk, and he'll be reaching with his mind, imagination, whatever you want to call it, along the roots to the river, and doing his best to connect to and feel the whole network of energy and whatnot, the weave from here, and just see what kind of interaction happens.
Okay. Give me a religion check with Kravnix, and an Arcana check for Yod.
Searcher's also going to meditate, but he's going to meditate on finding the bottle with the cloud in it.
Okay. All right. Give me a Arcana check for Searcher, and then I will give you guys the results of these, and then we'll finish up for the night. All right. And let me roll this. All right. For Yod and Searcher, you sit. There is the quiet workings of the monastery around you, only occasionally interrupted by people enjoying the festival coming, walking through the gardens and the courtyards. Their voices occasionally taking you out. For a moment, you are able to kind of have that experience of your consciousness stretching. You connect with something bigger than yourself. You feel yourself kind of moving and almost navigating the roots of this tree, but it just doesn't stretch far enough or connect with enough that you can have this movement in any sort of meaningful way before you kind of feel like you are lost in a fog. There is something big below here that kind of calls to you and blocks in kind of clouds you from moving forward and exploring this any further. And this is for both of you. Unfortunately, you're unable to find either of the things you seek before you find yourselves back in your own rounded minds. As for Kravnik's, you reach out to Diamondith. Do you say any prayer to go along with your meditation?
Pretty much just this, he doesn't think he needs to say a prayer. He's just saying, hey, buddy, I know I need your help again. I'm going through this and I need answers. I can't seem to connect the information you gave me earlier with the information that I have. Just, is there something you can do to help me out? Just asking for help and guidance. Not so much as a prayer, but I mean, to a non-religious or to a religious person, it would come off as a prayer, but to somebody who was dead a few weeks ago, it's like, hey, like, you're my best friend right now because you brought me back to life. So
okay. You are going to try your best to connect with Diamondith, to reach out to this lost god. A presence you search for through the tree and trying to explore its roots through the world. Unfortunately, you don't feel, I guess, like the warmth of that presence that you once gleamed. Replacing it, you feel there is a word that just slipped my mind. Oh, I've remember. You feel this fury, this very intense and violent fury this yearning for redemption, and suddenly you are cut off from it. Echoing in your ears, you only hear the wind. For a faint whisper, you hear the name Asun.
Asun, Assun.
Aasun.
Okay.
Do you guys want to talk with each other about either of your any of your experiences, or would you guys like to pause here for the night?
Searcher wouldn't care. It's like, didn't seem to work.
Crownix would definitely be like, he would look directly at Dante. He says, and he'd ask him, all I got was a name.
Nerd, tell me what this means.
Yeah, nerd. Tell
Nerd.
me what I want to know. Have you heard of Asun?
If you have knowledge as a player, Rob, you're welcome to use it.
Just Asun?
Yeah, if not, you're welcome to roll it.
That's all I
Isn't
got.
that an old tongue word?
Might be a name.
That's all I got. I have no idea.
I'm, for the record, proficient in old tongue, so that is in fact an old tongue word.
Let me
Or
see.
celestial or primordial.
I've only got I've got primordial and old tongue. I mean, in common. That's for dumb.
As far as the makeup of it, it is not an old tongue word, but it does have the concept of asu in it, which is relating to fire. How about for Yad and Dante and Omnis? You guys can roll me a history check, DC 14.
Yeah, because I don't know shit.
I haven't rolled that great today.
Mhm. Yeah, it has been a night of fury. Did you roll already, Rob? Is that the 19?
Yes.
Good lord.
Fucking nerd.
Asuns.
It's a good thing because I can't remember anything.
The Asuns are or Asuns are a string of family names. It is hard to find and track them, but they were a royal family in the Kayak Empire who lived in this region long ago. It is one of the things that the Gaiori have intentionally destroyed, is taking away the family names, but normally in other regions of Galkan, you get people with names like Asun Naber, blah, 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 like Rahim and
So this is like Raheem and okay,
Yeah.
like Raheem.
where the Ratties were
Because like Cordis was a ratty, right?
yeah, they were the Earth family. The Asuns were the Fire family that he blessed. Many of them were elders of this Yondar.
What is a Yondar?
Is
Tribe.
Is that knowledge I should have?
Yeah, I put it on the wiki. So if I put it on the wiki, it's common enough that people know it. Generally, how people would kind of refer to it in other areas of the world would be, people like tracking their lineage to ancient Kayan royal families, especially within the Clutch, among Morgan's followers. So, people would be kind of proud of it, of just like, oh yeah, I've got a direct tie to the fire family
Okay.
that was left. As to what they did, why they're important, or if it's like saying, oh, I've got blood that ties me to Hercules. And it's like, yeah, right. It's more so just legend at this point.
But anyways, it's the root name, family name of the fire royals in the Kayak Empire.
Well, it's a strange thing for a tree to be talking about.
Well, the Asuns were the presumptive runners of this monastery before we were liberated by the light of the Azatar.
We may have to,
Hypothetically speaking, that dagger might have their blood on it.
yeah. That dagger is probably more important than the map. But I'm probably sure that all three pieces, the map, the note, and the dagger, are gonna lead us somewhere. I'd also like to see if we can take a look around this monastery and maybe find something that might help us here as well. Because this is looking like we're gonna have a lot of fun.
We can go try speaking to your pirate friends again to get the items, or we could give them.
We're definitely gonna do both.
Well, I meant as an order of business, like which is.
Oh yeah, as in, yeah, I get it.
Because if we get the relics back from them, it gives us an excuse to come back here, and then we could do the studies.
Well,
That
if we
is true.
create a great flying school of magic, we can have a library there. I just love my work.
Roll me a deception check with this. No, I'm kidding.
Like, I was like looking at him like,
no, I'm just joking.
What?
Just the way he says, "I love my work," is like.
How about
Do
we
you even know how to read?
How about we pause here for the night?
Works for me.
All right, let's do experience and inspiration. Let's see. I'm going to definitely give you guys experience for completing your. I don't know if I should. Well, you did complete part of your quest for Rin. Stop, Alexa. Stop. Sorry. You guys did complete your quest for Rin. You were supposed to make a list, and Searcher rattled off. I saw some stuff down there that definitely looked like it belonged to the monastery.
Hey, Searcher has a good memory for this shit.
All right. I'm going to put us at a tier for storyline stuff. I'm going to say 125 experience for each storyline event. So completing your quests for Rin. I will say not making me have to bend over backwards to give you guys 2 new party members with Omnis and Dante. I will also say story experience for... I'll give you guys 2 ticks of story experience for the note. That was supposed to be... And I'll talk more about this after we get off stream. So in total, let's see... 500 experience for story tonight, and I will give inspiration. I give inspiration to Searcher and Dante for just generally acting well in character and contributing.
Okay. What happens if I already have inspiration?
Because I'm doing the weird inspiration for you guys, I'm allowing you guys to hold 2.
Okay.
Do you want to roll, or do you just want normal inspiration?
Roll for it.
Roll
Alright.
for it.
I've
Did
got
everyone have?
I love the
320.
roll for it experience.
What's up, Steve?
Everyone have 325 before this?
I had 325.
I had 300, but I'm not one to ask.
Yeah, I had 325.
Okay. So 825.
Yeah, everybody go to 825.
Oh,
All right. Let's see. Nobles. I have to use it. I have to use the macro from a different group because I haven't sat down and made it here yet. All right. Inspiration. Roll. First one is for. First one is for Searcher. Second one is for Dante. Searcher, you get a prayer for damage resistance. You can pray at any moment, and for the round, you gain resistance to all types of damage. And then for Dante, I'm sorry, give me 3 sessions and I got you. For Dante, you gain a inspiration for 15 additional feet of movement. You can use at any time.
hell yeah.
All right. That is going to be our session for tonight, and we will meet up on the 20th of Saturday, which is our scheduled session time. So we will be playing next week. And I will see you all then. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, you're welcome to hang out with us.